زرزير بزي ودع فتلي حاد غني الكنا ستينا يتمني خازير كبماي فقري سقاي تفتينا تسكينا نزل عالم زي ورد حدري.
Hi everyone, Assalamu alaikum and welcome to the space. How are you both doing?
I'm doing good.
Okay.
Alhamdulillah.
That's great. So my name is Emel Bider and I'm going to be hosting this meeting, this conversation, informal chat with these two young, lovely, brave souls who have been so active in talking about human rights abuses in Eritrea and being really vocal on the justice and liberation of Eritrean peoples. So with me, I have Ridwan and I have Laureen, and I'm going to hand it over to them to introduce themselves. Let us know your names, your age, and a fun fact about yourself. If you want help, one of my fun facts for me is I laugh in uncomfortable situations.
Wow, that's a description. So,
Okay.
yeah, you go for it.
Okay, cool. Hi, my name is Lauren. I'm 15 years old. Fun fact about me is that I don't have one. I'm not sure.
I'm Ridwan. I'm 17 years old, and fun fact about me is a big fan of football, and I watch a lot of football. Not now. I just get bored of it, but I really like to play. I really like to play football most of the time, and I think that's fun fact. It's boring, but it's fine. I think.
Cool. You like full, yeah?
Yeah, full. Yeah, I like football, not full.
Full.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Full.
I had
Full.
full.
I don't want.
Full, and I like to play football. I was like, is it okay?
I don't mind full. Like literally, it's fine. Like full. If I said full, like my mom food, that's the best. Nah. Yeah, I would say that. My mom food was the best one. And what else? Yeah, I love playing football at the same time.
Nice. Nareen, you thought of a fun fact, or should we just move on?
Okay. I like to enjoy. I like to go out. I like to explore. I like to go to different places with my friends. I like to in one day we go to multiple places, like east, west, south. Like we go everywhere. So I just like to travel around and take pictures and enjoy myself.
You can't do it now. That's a problem with the quarantine.
Yeah, so you're allowed to go out with friends now, so it's okay.
Yeah, now we can.
Quarantine is over. Okay, so we are all from London, and we're all quite vocal in Eritrea. And I just wanted to state the aim of this meeting is to get to know you two and why, your story behind how and why you got involved, and hopefully to inspire the younger generation to also be vocal and use their voices more actively. So I'm gonna ask you both a question. If you can briefly just summarize the current situation in Eritrea. And I'm gonna ask Laureen to start this one off. Just a brief summary, informal, don't make it complicated.
Okay.
Brief summary on what is the current situation in Eritrea.
Well, in Eritrea, there isn't any freedom of speech, and there's no democracy. So, people aren't treated fairly. I believe that everyone should be treated fairly and have their voices heard, and everyone should have an opinion, because in this world, it should be a free world, but specifically in our country, it isn't. So that's the thing that has to change within the kids and kids are growing up in an area where they're not having a fun time because their childhood is the most important thing, and they're growing up in a country where they're not even enjoying themselves. That's what makes me upset. That's what I believe that should have there should be a change for that.
Nice. Thank you so much, Larine. Is there anything you want to add, Ridwan? A brief summary?
Literally, like she said, she got to the point straight away. It's like she said it already. Like the childhood in Eritrea is different, and the freedom that we get here in England or in London especially is way different than we was in Eritrea. Like, okay, we join out like until what grade, ninth grade, 10th grade, you enjoy with your family, going around, you do other stuff. But when you think about your future afterward, there's nothing. You can't do nothing. And even when you go up to 12th grade, finish, you get to uni, what you can do after that, there's nothing you can do. Even when you go out from your country after that, you can't do nothing. Even you already studied everything. And that's, to me, it's like, okay, if we don't have our childhood, but at least I feel like we don't have a childhood, but we should have future at least. And we don't have we don't have nothing for like even no future, and there's no childhood. So what's the point of the children? Like, what's the point of living there? That's the most thing I missed in Eritrea, and that's the most thing like in Eritrea happening now that frustrates me more, because like there's no future and there's no childhood, and that's the most like annoying thing that happened in Eritrea now.
I was going to say, Larine, is there anything you want to add?
Yeah, because there's a place in Eritrea called Sawa, and in Sawa, 17-year-olds and over are being forced out of their homes and put into like camps outside Eritrea for war. But in this moment in time, Eritrea is not in war. And then once the kids go there, then they never come back. They go there and then they never come back for years. So they're wasting their time their special time is being wasted. So that's what I feel like. There's a lot of things they can do as children. I feel like SAS doesn't want kids to be smart or intelligent. He just wants them to be at war at all times, and they don't give them a future. I feel like that's because I feel like maybe he feels intimidated if people are smart or have an education. That's what I feel like. That's so wrong.
Anything you would like to add, Ridwan?
Nothing in particular after all of this. Like, there's nothing we can add to it.
Larine, you mentioned Isaias. Just for those who are watching and don't know, Isaias is the president of Eritrea and has been in power since Eritrea first gained its independence. There has been no elections whatsoever, no renewal of a leader. On top of that, you mentioned Sawa, Larine, and I think it's very important to bring that up. One of the major issues is the indefinite military service. Do any of you talk on that or touch on that and briefly explain what that is?
It's underage children, boys and girls, go into military instead of having an education, and that's by force as well. And if they're found like caught hiding or anything, they go to prison. And there's no human rights. It's just not. It's not fair.
Yeah, it's true. To me, it's like, even though you go to military, like, okay, the other countries like Korea have it, like they go to military, they have to do it, but they don't have to do it for many years. Okay, you do it for 1 year, 2 years, that's the longest you can do. Then after that, you go back to your normal life. But in our situation is, you go there, you don't know when you come back, you don't know what will happen to you. You just go there, and you forced to go there, even if you try to. And after like you go there, maybe you come back 10 years, 20 years, it's up to them, it's not up to you. And even if you come back again, what you would do, you don't start it for your 2 years, 3 years, and you don't have nothing, and you just come back and doing nothing in your own country. Like, literally, that's even annoying. like you can't do nothing in your own country. You don't have that freedom in your own country. And yeah, even like you do something like you fly away from them, and yeah, what you can do, you're running away your whole life. That's what's the point of, and the fear of they catching you, the fear of like running every single time from them will haunt you for your entire life. And that's the worst thing.
Lorraine, is there anything you want to add? You want to bounce off or anything what Ridwan just said?
I feel like when he says running away, because I've heard multiple stories from my parents that kids, like adults, running away and being caught, and worse things have happened to them. Running away is to find freedom. That's what upsets me, because they're not running away from a happy place. They're running away from a place where they can't even sometimes have water or food, and being killed for it. Because if you're caught, you are going to go to prison. No trial, no debates, no riots, nothing. Your voices are not heard. You are quiet in your own home. You can have your opinion at home, but you can never speak out in Eritrea. That's what needs to change.
Sorry, I just realized I've muted myself. Both of you really well summarized the current climate in Eritrea. And Lorraine, you just mentioned no food, no water. Do anything you want to touch on COVID-19? Have any of you guys heard currently what's happening in Eritrea since COVID-19?
All I heard was that there were 0 cases, like zero deaths, and it's like it jumped up to 215 deaths. And it's a bit shocking. I don't know what the reason why it went up that quick. Maybe he was hiding it. Maybe the deaths he was trying to apparently he was trying to get money from the World Health Organization, because if you have deaths, you can get a fund from them. So if he said that 0, you won't get any money. So that's what I heard, but I'm not sure 100%.
Ridwan, is there anything you want to touch on?
To me, is that the last thing I heard was they were on full lockout, like quarantine until now, and I don't know other things. I'm not up to date in those kind of things. I don't know. Just watching every single time people died, number of people died every single time, just drowning energy and make it depressing. Usually, like now, also the thing is we stand at home, we can't do nothing, just watching the news every single time, and that making me like more depressed. Then I said, nah, I can't watch this anymore, and I just gave up watching it. I think that's the most thing that I'm proud of, that I don't watch it. But it's good to know what happened in the world. But watching it every single time, watching depressing things every single time, it's not right for your mental health, especially in this time that we're in. And I don't want to know about these things anymore.
I completely understand what you're saying, Ridwan. I'm in the same situation as you. I kind of prevent myself from getting any updates because it does put you in such a state. And of course, like, we're helpless in the sense we can't really do anything about it. And it's like we're letting our brothers and sisters down at the same time. From what I heard was that they weren't even allowing medication into Eritrea because of COVID, even under COVID-19, even though that was a basic requirement globally for every single nation. You touched on how we've spoken about how it's been the same president from Eritrea's independence up until now. Because there is no elections or democratic process, a lot of the people are frustrated with all these issues, and they can't elect out the current leader to bring in someone new to change the status quo, which is another problem. Some of you, both of you, I think, mentioned people being imprisoned in Sawa, but also randomly arrested, and we have a history of random people being arrested and detained the number of Eritrean detainees are so high, which is another issue. Also, Eritrea is probably the second largest, if not one of the most largest refugee rates, not only into neighboring countries, but into Northern Africa, Egypt, Libya, Israel even. The Eritrean refugee rates are so high. I wanted to come onto the second part of the meeting and just find out from both of you how you managed to get involved. Like, what is your story? Where did everything begin for you both? I think we're going to start with, who wants to go first?
I don't mind.
I'll go first.
Okay, then go, Larry.
Okay. Firstly, I got started because of my mom and dad. They were very into it, especially my mom. She's in Yiakl, so I feel like she inspired me to get involved. All the stories she's heard, she tells us. All the things that's happened in Eritrea, she tells us, and I found an interest in that. So when I found an interest in that, I kept asking my mom questions like, "How about this? How about that? Like, why don't people change it? What? Like, I was asking lots of questions, and then I gained interest and I asked my mom about this. Where are the kids of my age that have interest? And I want to meet them. I want to connect with them. I want to relate with them. I want to form a group so that we can actually do something. That's why I found an interest.
It's actually really good from a person that born in England to think like that. But I don't know. To me, this is the first time I've seen a person that Eritrean that born here think the same as me. That when I was in Eritrea and I born there and I grew up there. And to me, it's like you as the shocked person I have, like you are the shock now, and I think a lot Eritrean kids like think that born here think like you. Like I hope so, because for me I've been that process. Yeah, to me it can't find a lot. That's a big problem.
Yeah.
For me it's like I've been through the whole thing, like the whole process of like being refugee camps, travel over like countries like Egypt. I was in Yemen. I came to Italy. Like I experienced everything, all of like a normal refugee Eritrean person, and when I came here, like people like Eritrean kids that born here, they don't think the same as her. Like how, like they're not that interested on how Eritrea now is. And to me, it's like this is the first person that like shook me to get like this, that have the same idea as me, or same ideologies that all Eritrean kids, even you born there or not, should have the mentality. And yeah, to me is the interest of all of this is like I've been through all of this, and to me it's like, okay, I've been all of this, but I don't want kids like me to experience the same things that I've been through. And I'm trying to do my best, like going to other like safe passage that brought me here, or like campaigning with other things, like just to make sure kids can't come to England, come to Europe safely, because I've been through it, and I know what it is for a kid to come to get through this kind of experiences. And yeah, to me it's like it depends on us that kids here to do something about it. And that's my motivation, or that's my interest and of being here. But yeah, to me, like I've been through all of these things and see people coming through it. It's a bit dangerous. It's a bit annoying, especially people from your own kind. It's annoying. And we lost a lot of people in that process. For example, I lost my mom and my brother in that process. And yeah, and I don't want that thing to happen to other children again, or not just me, like not children, also to any family. I've been through it, and it's like it's hard, but it is what it is. And we have to, when we are here now, where I'm safe now, I'm sitting down here, I'm living in my room, I have everything, I get my education, I get everything, but I have to do something for my own people. We have to do something, and we have to let other kids or other people, like, they're born here, it doesn't matter, you're Eritrean runs in your blood, you have to do something for your own country, for your own people, for your own. It's not even like, even when you do something for other people, you feel like, okay, you feel the connection, you feel the kindness. And to me, it's like this one thing that frustrates me a lot is the kids that are born here, they don't have the same mentality as her. They don't have the same ideas. They don't ask, they just live like a normal English guy, but he originally Eritrean, and you should do something about it. And you should ask questions about your own country. You should ask, what is life like that? What's life in Eritrea? How is it? And why are they doing this? Like, you should ask about your own people before it's too late. Then you can do nothing about it when it's too late.
It's exactly what you said, Ridwan, 100%. And the madness is that if our parents never escaped, we in that situation right now today.
Yeah.
We were in that situation. So the separation and like, oh, they're different or othered, it doesn't make sense to me at all. And another thing is that because we've grown up in London, in the UK, there's so much narrative in the media that we're fed since I've been born here. Narina, are you born here as well?
Yeah, I'm born here.
So we've both been fed from like baby early days that people who are coming from Africa or across the seas are coming for economic reasons, and it's not for human rights reasons. Like, the reality is, why would anyone leave their home, the comfort of their home, their family, everything they know, a culture where they know the language, they know the history, where they feel belonging? Why would you drop everything on a possibility to get from destination A to B, on a possibility? It's not guaranteed.
Yeah.
Who would take such a risk?
True.
So I completely agree with you, Ridwan, and I'm sorry to hear about what happened with your mum and family. It's really heartbreaking.
It is life.
God bless you.
It's really heartbreaking. And thank you for sharing. I know obviously it's not easy to replay trauma over and over again, so we really thank you for coming on and sharing that. But just to make it like clear to everyone knows someone or knows someone who's been through this journey. Like, we have
100%.
aunties and uncles, so it's separation.
Yeah.
Did you want to add anything, Lorraine?
No, because it's upsetting for families to be separated, just because of the government. Like, no, like, living in peace, we take it for granted in London sometimes, because I have my brothers, I have my parents here with me right now, but my parents have like escaped to come here, do you understand? But I was born here. Like, I have that. I don't know. It's we take it for granted sometimes because we are living so lovely in London. No wars, no riots sometimes, but we feel like we're untouchable because in Eritrea, kids are literally they can't do anything. They're helpless. They need help, and I feel like the more there are, the stronger we are. Is because if we're all together, people having their own mind is not making them more better than anyone else. Actually facing the problem and seeing what is wrong and trying to fix it, that makes you more stronger as a person. So even all of us coming together, that is what we should do. But people nowadays just feel like they're modernized and they think they can say that that's not my problem, or that has nothing to do with me. But at the end of the day, that's your country. That's who you are. Because I feel like if that's who you are, you should always try to have that drive and determination to do better for the country. it's because it's you. Eritrea is you. If you're from a country, that is you. That's your identity. And for you to act like you are not your identity, that means you are not happy with who you are as a person. And you have to be happy with who you are.
Is there anything you want to add with Wani?
Literally, she is the person she said everything that I want to say for kids that born here or they grow up here. It's like, don't forget your own identity. Like, you are like, okay, you're living in peace, you're living in everything, but don't forget your own people. Like,
Yeah.
that's like, it's your own thing. Even you're born here, you're born everywhere, but don't forget you black. Don't forget that you're Eritrean. Don't forget like your own things. Like you hold on, like just hold on it.
People are embarrassed as well. People
to me it's like, why?
Embarrassed.
That's true. Like to me it's like, what's the point? Just the way, like, I don't know what's make them like embarrassed, or what's make them lose their own identity. Like it doesn't make any sense. It's like they're like, to me it's like, I don't choose to be black, I don't choose to be anything, but I get that, but I have to accept it and work on it and work harder for it. And to me it's like, I'm Eritrean, I'm really proud of it. I've been all of this same processes. It's good because what happens, life, but I can learn from it at least. And I don't want other kids to be the same thing. And just take it and just look to it and improve on it and make it your own strength. Don't make it your own weaknesses. Don't make it your like pull you back, or you're Eritrean so you can't do nothing. No, you're Eritrean, you can do everything that you want to do. And don't forget you can do anything, but don't forget your own identity. And yeah, that's one thing.
100%. I was gonna say, sorry, I don't know if you guys can hear me. Cool. I was gonna say, for me, growing up here and hearing the media make up the lies and say, oh, these people are benefits, scroungers, they're cockroaches, always dehumanizing terms, and then knowing the reality, because obviously I have relatives who take the journey, and when you know that there's a relative who make the decision to finally make that journey, the anxiety of all of us everywhere is like, oh my God, did they get from that point to that point safely? Did they do it? And it's not that this journey is free. Like, it costs money, like your life savings, you're spending that to make a risk. So why would anyone spend their life savings to make a risk, unless there wasn't desperation to get out of that place in the first place? So me growing up here, knowing the reality, and then people in London telling me, oh, this is why they're coming, when I know exactly why they're coming, it didn't make sense to me. And it burnt a lot, was knowing that people were dying in the sea, in the Sahara sands, from everywhere, literally every single point. So for me, everything started was when I wanted to challenge this lies that we were fed, when I would stand up to my classmates and be like, that's not true, this is actually what's happening. And then roughly at your age, at 15, 16, I started interviewing my relatives who survived the journey. I interviewed them at different points. In Germany, when I met one of them that made it to Germany, I would interview them, get their story, and then post it online and say, look, this is why this person actually came to this country. It's not because they want to make more money or whatever, some like that. This was the actual reason. And then from there, I started meeting different relatives, and then I started writing their stories and then sharing it at different places, sometimes in protests, sometimes on stages in protests, sometimes like just talking to people one-to-one, and just really try to change people's perceptions and give people a reality check, because the actual stories are not being put in the media. And even Eritrea, like not having any freedom of information in the press, it's really hard to find out what exactly is happening in Eritrea. Like even today, I was trying to find out what this peace deal actually means between Ethiopia and Eritrea. And there's so many like rumors about what like a war might break out again between Ethiopia and Eritrea. And there is nowhere online that can tell you exactly like concrete facts to read. So there's all these different issues that are taking place. And I think I wanted to the reason I brought this up was to kind of direct the conversation into talking about what is it that we can do to kind of like get word out there, or get younger people, what can younger people do? So for me, in my situation, it's on an individual day-to-day basis, talking to different people, giving them, the alternative, or calling things out directly. Like I go to university right now, and sometimes in uni, people say the most problematic of things. And usually people feel really shy to be like, actually, this is what's going on. But I've always made it my mission to actually be like, hang on a second, no, that's not what's happening. This is actually what's happening. So calling things out on a day-to-day basis, even in the household, sometimes you have problematic aunties and uncles from Eritrea talking about things in Eritrea. It's just like, hang on, how can you forget how the journey you took to get here? Because sometimes it's within our own homes. So what is it that we can do as young people to kind of make the situations better? So if it could be blogging, mine was blogging. So what would you guys say? What would be a message you could tell other young people on how to get involved?
I think, in my opinion, it would be like, go educate them, or go tell them your own stories to other kids or to other people, and inspire them to do, like, to change their mind at least. Like, that's one thing you can do. If they don't take action, at least they change their mind, or they change their ideas about how we get through all of this. And yeah, to me, it's like, just go tell your stories, tell your experiences, tell what you learn from it, and what you want to do from what you want to do from that, from what you learned and everything. And I think that would be the most important one to do. Just go and tell them, or educate them about how we get all of this through, and what it cost us, what we risked, what we lost, what we gained, and everything. Like she said, like, why, and ask, and let them ask us more about how we lived and how we experienced all of that, and what's the reason for that.
Oh, okay. I feel like we have to make Eritrea known, because I know, like, I went to like a homework club, and I had a teacher, and he was like, "Oh, I've never met Eritrean people in my life." That's shocking to me. Like, yeah, I know. Like, and I feel like our goal is to make Eritrea known first. So, because if we get people to know it through social media, first of all, I feel like you need to be posting on like Instagram or like YouTube, because I feel like if you want to get that younger audience involved, Instagram and YouTube will definitely get you that audience of younger people, because I feel like Facebook, I don't know anyone that uses Facebook in my age. Sorry. I just don't know anyone. But yeah, I feel like if we start making like a promising Instagram page and posting things that's happening in Eritrea, we can actually get the attention from younger people that are interested in Eritrea. And making, as you said, blogs. I've never really been interested in blogs, because I've never actually seen blogs. But we could do that as well. We could like say UK young people interested in Eritrea and what's going on in Eritrea, and then we can start writing we can get like different people, like 5 different people, and then we can write a paragraph each, and then we can put our points and views in a blog, and we can post it wherever to get the utmost attention. We need that attention, because attention, you can't make any difference if you don't have attention. People need to know Eritrea. People need to. That's the fundamental, like that's the foundation of actually getting Eritrea fixed. If you want outside people to know, we need to get Eritrea known. And that's how, like, there may be different ways of doing that as well. I feel like out in the open, as we do protest, that's an amazing thing to do. That's because that gets people interested, saying why is there so much noise, and they understand it. Oh, okay, cool. Then it just opens up people's minds. People who have an open mind are the ones that want to know more about things. So we have to ensure that people are getting the right information out about Eritrea, so they can be interested into helping us and fixing Eritrea. Getting the government involved, the UK government, I feel like that could be a plus, because there's a lot of petitions as well. Because online, if you have a struggle, if you have any thing that you want to do to improve in every aspect in the UK, you can put it up in a petition, and we can put it up. We can, how many signatures we get, and say if we get 100,000, it gets considered into court. So we can like get it known. It can be filmed, BBC. So we can really expand our platform as like Eritrea. Like we can actually get it known. That should be our goal. That's what I believe in.
Yeah, blogs was more my time, I guess. Long time ago. And yeah, I don't know if you see on Instagram, but I've learned so much in quarantine by people's like 5 reasons why you need to raise awareness on what's happening in India, what's happening in Kosovo, what's happening in Bosnia.
Yeah.
Like, and then you just swipe right and it's like a sentence, boom. Next one, a sentence, boom. And it just breaks things down, the issues, like maybe 5 things on the situation in Eritrea. Number 1, indefinite military service, boom. What do you call it? Everyone's getting arrested, boom. No medication.
Oh yeah, the slide thingy. Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
So easy. Sometimes when I see loads of writing, I'm like, later.
Later on, it was more to read it.
To summarize, people tend to read it because it's shorter.
Well, I think so. It depends then. It depends how long is, how long the summary is, because most people, they would not like for example, like for me, it's like I'm not reading a whole three and like a whole essay about what's the situation of Eritrea on Instagram and the story. Like, wow, I was reading that. But yeah, it depends on how long it is or how effective it is or to what audience he's sending it and who's receiving it. So that has to be a bit specific.
So we're gonna wrap this up now. If
Sure.
you guys could send a message to the young diaspora, what would it be? Do you want thinking time? Do you want 1 minute? 30 seconds?
Repeat that question again. Sorry.
If you guys could send a message to the diaspora.
Oh, to the team. Okay, yeah.
The people who are not in Eritrea, like young people who aren't from Eritrea, or young people who are Eritrean but not in Eritrea.
Yeah, okay.
Eritreans in Germany, Eritreans in all over the world who are not there and young. What would you say to them?
I would say to them, work hard, do whatever you can to your own community, to Eritrea. Don't forget your own identity. Be proud of it, and just continue what you're doing and do your best. That's it. That's what I would say.
What I would say is like, man up. Don't be scared. You've got nothing to be afraid of. You're in a different country. Like, do what's right for you, because at the end of the day, you're in a different country. You have different rules, different laws, so you can speak up. It's just you being selfish enough just to go back and to see family members. But at the end of the day, they're not even living good life there. So for you to speak up, it would even benefit them even more. So that's what I'm saying. So we have to come together and actually make a difference. Just be confident. That's in what you believe in, to make a difference, to improve Eritrea. That should be our goal.
Yeah, that's true.
Anything you want to add, Ridwan?
And to me, yeah, just man up, like she said, and yeah, just be like, do your best and try. Like you have the opportunity now to do whatever you want and do everything now. So next time, like anything can happen to Eritrea at any time, and we can go back and do it, and we like do stuff that we good on it. So this time is our time. People that like in Europe, like everywhere outside Eritrea, to do our best to be successful, to do like to improve ourselves, like while we're outside. But when we go back and when we go back with the stuff that we learned already from here, and just go and build that up again, and make it the best country ever, like in the future. That's like we can do all of that.
Yeah.
You can do all of that just now. Let's just focus on ourselves and just get together, work how us now and the situation where we are now to improve ourselves. And anytime, anything can happen in any time. And with the experience that we gained here, with the lifestyle what we have now, we can go back there and improve our country. And yeah, that's one thing. Just stick together, learn now, and future we see what happens in the future, and go there and build our own country.
For me, I would personally just say, look, at the end of the day, let's be real. If we are not here, we would have been there in the same situation. I would have wanted the diaspora to use their voice, because I know that if I was to be talking in Asmara, I'd be gone.
Yeah.
Done. Like, so you guys have a voice. How about you use that for people who are blessed? And yeah, just don't forget that you would have been in that situation. So the separation still confuses me. If you're not, there's a quote: if you're silent, you have chosen the side of the oppressor.
That's true.
Wow. Nice.
Thank you both so much for talking to us. We really appreciate it. It's really like inspiring to hear from people your age. Not gonna lie, I was on my ones back then. I was like just by myself with them.
Back then, how long ago was this?
I mean, let me count back. So I'm 22 now. 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15. Oh my God, I'm old, guys. 7 years ago. What the hell? No.
That's fine. Don't worry. Don't worry.
With all the aunties and uncles in the demos, in the cafes. It's just like, where's the young people at? Yeah.
You're still young.
Don't worry.
Don't get this. You're still young.
There's way to go. There's way to go. Still 7. It's just a number. Age is a number. You can do everything they want at any time.
Exactly.
Age is just a number.
Exactly. But yeah, guys, thank you again so much. Is there anything, final thoughts? It should be about something we spoke about 1 hour ago, half an hour ago. Just anything you want, go for it.
Yeah, I don't have nothing to say again.
I have something to say. So the thing that's shocking to me is that my parents know exactly where everything is in Eritrea, because it's exactly how it is, how they left it years ago. Nothing has changed. All the buildings are the same. The way that Italy's left it is exactly how it is. All the buildings, the street, some of the buildings are knocked over, and he doesn't even care about the appearance of Eritrea, let alone the people. So that's the shocking thing. It's just, I feel like we have to come together to make a difference. It's just shocking how could this happen to us? How? Because how can we are human too. Why don't we have a peaceful country? Why do others have a peaceful country and we don't? Because of one person, because of one man that elected himself to be president, that no one wanted him to be president. And the most intelligent, the most smart people imprisoned for multiple of years. For what? And their intelligence and their smartness is all gone. Eritrea was one of the most amazing countries. I saw so much history, and it was all wasted for what? We have to start now. We have to start the new generation to start changing it, because we got to do something. Like it's upsetting. Like even though I'm born here, English, I know more English, I'm still affected deeply because it still affects my family. Like I can't even see my family members because that's why it affects me. The way that my parents speak about Eritrea, the passion and love they have for Eritrea, it upsets me because I want to do something. We have to make a change, and we're stronger together. The more people there is, the more the merrier. Like it's just we have to come together as a team to make a change.
100%. Thank you so much, Larry. Thank you so much, Ridwan, again. Stay blessed. I'm gonna end this recording now.
Okay.
Thank you both so much for your time.
أبزلنا علينا تراهمنا تزرزير بزي ودع فتلي حادقوني الكنا ستينا يتمني خازير كب ماي فقري سقاي تفتينا تسكينا نزل عالم زي ورد حدري